Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm Maria, and I thought that it would be a good idea to just do an introduction video because I did it over on my TikTok the other day and I realized that I've just never done one for YouTube, and I have a ton of goals with my YouTube channel. So I want to start being more consistent with it, and if you pop onto the channel and you have never been here before and you're just thinking to yourself like, who the heck is this girl? I hope that you watch the rest of this video because hopefully it will give you a little insight into who I am. I am 23 and I currently live in Seattle, Washington. My husband and I moved here in February and it has just been the best 2 months I could have asked for. So much has happened already in the first 2 months that we've been here, and I feel like I've learned so many lessons that I will be talking about more on the channel, but for this video's purposes, I just want to keep it short and just say that I'm really loving it in Seattle and I'm glad that we're here. I am the youngest of 4 siblings. I have 2 older sisters, and my brother passed away when I was a senior in high school. I love my family so much. My siblings are my world, and yeah, I really want to talk more openly about the loss of my brother and my grief journey. I've just been praying over that because there's something in me that feels like there wasn't a ton of representation for sibling loss when I lost my brother, and that also happened in a time of my life where people are graduating and I'm going to college, and I remember I would go to grief therapy with my parents and I would just look around the room and I was the youngest one there. I definitely don't wish that upon anybody, but I just know, thinking about my experience, that I didn't really feel like I had a ton of people who I could look up to that were going through something similar around my age. So yeah, I'm just praying over that. I want to talk about it more, but it is obviously a really sensitive subject. So I will see what I come up with. To me, family is the most important thing in the world. And I'm so lucky to have not only my incredible family, but also now my husband's family that has been in my life for almost 5 years. And it's just the core of who I am. I really believe that I wouldn't be who I am without the family that I have. I wouldn't be who I am without my husband's family. And I just have so much love for all of them. This past year of my life was so fun because we were planning our wedding, and I think that it just gave both of our families such a good opportunity to be able to spend a lot of time together and bond, which is really important to me. And there were so many just moments of celebration that I will hold so close to my heart forever. I am definitely that person that wishes that I could relive my whole engaged era and wedding era all over again. On the topic of my wedding, I married my best friend on November 18th, 2024, and it honestly is crazy to me how much time has already gone by since the wedding day because I feel like it was just yesterday. But Nick is my husband and he is just the best. He's definitely my best friend in the world. I was just thinking about this the other day when we were going out for a date night. Like, we spend a lot of quality time together. We definitely spent a lot of time together because we live together and we just moved to the city where we don't really know a ton of people. But other than that, we have probably gone on a date every single week since we started dating in 2020. I love going on dates with my husband and I love getting to just talk. He is the backbone of so many of the things that I dream about, and yeah, I'm just excited. I feel like I found somebody who really balances me out in the sense of like, he's just, I don't know. He's just perfect. Anyways, I am just so grateful to have the world's best husband who has helped me so much in this past year of my life while I'm taking on a ton of new adventures and businesses and all that. So I want to go back a little bit to explain how I got to where I am today and where even am I today. So I graduated from college in 2023 and I got my degree in psychology. I love the world of psychology. I love it so much. I have always been somebody deeply passionate about behavior and why people do the things that they do, why they think the things that they think. I love supporting people, uplifting people, helping people be more open and talk about mental health struggles and all of that. So yeah, I went into college wanting to be a therapist, and I don't think that that dream and that goal is completely out of my life, but I think it's just shifted a little bit for right now. I do plan to go back for my master's at some point this year, God willing. I just want to make sure that I'm making the right choice before committing to any program because it's a lot of money and a lot of time. So I want to make sure that whatever I do, I love it. And I am pretty confident in still going the route of being a therapist because I am just super passionate about just being there for people. I know that I have the tools in the toolbox to make that my career. However, I think that there are just some life things happening right now that I feel called to as well. And I want to share about that. So after I graduated from college, I started to plan my wedding, and I knew I was going to take a gap year to plan. In the middle of the planning process for my wedding, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the details and all the little things that you typically wouldn't love during planning. I thrived in. I definitely cannot take credit for planning my wedding fully on my own because I did have so much help from moms and sisters, bridal party, whatnot, but I did plan it without a wedding planner. And I think that process just showed me I want to be somebody's support system, like how I had my support system, who they were my voice of reason. They helped me just have a different perspective. They helped me enjoy the journey and not be so locked up in my head, which was such a gift at the time. And I realized that's the kind of person that I want to be for other brides. That's the kind of person I want to be during other wedding days. And it's just, to me, so much fun. After my wedding, I just spent all of my free time researching the wedding industry, researching my new area, which is Seattle. I talked to people in the wedding industry, photographers, coordinators, planners, all of that. And I just took a chance on myself. So last month I launched my business, Ever Lovely Weddings, and I'm super excited. I already have had a few conversations with clients, potential clients and whatnot, but I'm just excited to learn. And I think that there's something really special about starting something that you feel called to, starting something that you know you can be successful in. And that's where I'm at. I love what I do. I love the journey of it. And I just don't even feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm just doing things that excite my soul and that make me love life. And I'm just gonna keep doing it because I am really excited to see where I go with this. My second business is Maria Bizov Photography, and I have always had a passion for photography. I was a 7th grader when I picked up my first DSLR camera, and I was the yearbook editor, which I honestly, I took so much pride in that title as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. I loved it so much, but I think from such an early age, it just gave me an opportunity to be creative and truly create art. So I have never really considered myself an artsy person because I couldn't draw. And now that I'm older, I'm like, that's so crazy because I love taking photos and photos are art. That's my little spiel, but I love photography too. I started that before I moved to Seattle, and I'm so grateful for the support that I was given from family and friends who booked with me to just help me get my footing really. But I think now that I am a wedding planner, I really just want to transition into working with couples and then doing the one-offs for family and friends because my heart is just in the wedding industry right now, and So I think that I want to do weddings and couples and anything else that goes with a wedding, like an engagement shoot, rehearsal dinner, bridal shower, that type of thing. That is me. That is what I'm currently working on. I am super excited about it, but I'm not gonna lie, I have my moments where I just think to myself, like, was I a little bit in over my head deciding to do this? Like, oh, the market is so oversaturated right now. They really don't need another photographer or a wedding planner. And then I just try to tell myself, like, those thoughts don't come from God. So I'm just not gonna give my time and my energy to it because I already know what I was called to do. If you are a prayer warrior or you pray, I'm just gonna ask you for a little prayer request to lift me up in your prayers and my businesses, because it can be kind of lonely and kind of hard to try something new, but I am very hopeful and expectant for what is going to come out of both my photography business and my wedding planning business, and I'm just excited to spread light into both of those areas of people's lives. As far as this channel goes, and don't make fun of me, please, I still don't know if I have a clear vision of how I want to utilize my YouTube. I know the kind of content I like to consume. I really love a lifestyle vlog moment. I love anything where I could just kind of turn my brain off and consume content that like makes me feel good and makes me feel motivated. But I think that for my channel, I want it to be a little bit more informative, but also fun and laid back. So I don't know. I'm here for the ride. I feel like I get really stuck in the planning mode of things, and then it makes me never start, or like exactly what's happening here, start a year later. And I just don't want to do that. So you guys, if you are watching me and you're watching these videos, you're probably going to be seeing me try things and fail a couple times. I'm kind of here for the ride though. Honestly, 2025 and just moving to a new city and all of that has made me feel like I just have a fresh start to kind of just do the things that I want to do because I want to do it. And that sounds scary, but also very freeing, because I don't think I've ever had this mentality before. But I just want to do what makes me happy, and I just want to enjoy my life. One thing that I can say for certain is that this channel is going to be something that everybody has a room at the table for. Everyone has a place to call home, and you are welcome here no matter what your background is, or no matter what your niche is, or anything, age, all of that stuff. I want my channel to just be somewhere that people know they are accepted, and yeah, I'm super excited. Okay, I do have a couple more bullet points because I knew that my mind would just be racing during this. So here are just some fun, like, get to know me things. So my favorite movie changes a lot, but I think that one of my consistent faves are Crazy Rich Asians. And this is so on brand for me, but The Wedding Planner. I can rewatch those two movies over and over, and I just love a good rom-com. I love a good rom-com. I love a happy ending. I love a movie that can make me laugh and cry. There you go. My favorite artist, I'm gonna say artist because I cannot pick a favorite song. There's too many songs that I like, but my favorite artist at the moment has been Kelsey Ballerini. I love her so much. Just saw her in concert. Her music makes me feel so good. And my favorite male artist is Morgan Wallen. And of course, I love worship music. That's probably my favorite genre. So worship music, Morgan Wallen, Kelsey Ballerini, can't go wrong with me. I love all of them. My favorite book, honestly, I read a lot of self-help books, but in the last year, I've gotten more into reading reading fiction. It's still growing on me. I wish I could sit here and be like, oh, I'm one of those people that like loves reading and you'll never catch me without a book. That just simply is not me, and I'm learning to accept that, but I'm trying. If there is a good book, or like a book is about to be a movie, I will try to read it. But yeah, there have been a few books. I know that there's a lot of people who do not like Colleen Hoover. And there was a lot of drama with the movie, but It Ends With Us was actually a very good book, in my opinion. And I read it so fast, and I was sobbing reading that book. I didn't even know that that was something I was capable of, was crying when reading a book, but I did. And then a fun fact about me that a lot of people may not know is that I was actually born on the island of Guam, and I moved to Vegas when I was 2. Lived in Vegas my whole life except for one semester of college when I decided to go to UNR, but there was just a lot going on. I moved back home. And I lived at home until 2 months ago when I moved to Seattle. Some things that I am excited for when it comes to this channel are that I just want to be a real, authentic corner of the internet that you can come to, hopefully to laugh. Hopefully my content is funny. Yeah, I just always want to keep it real. I am super passionate about women in their 20s and more recently women in business. Ever since starting my 2 businesses, I feel so drawn to people that decide to be entrepreneurs. Goal off the top of my head that I can think of is I just want to continue showing up well for others. That is something that is so important for me. I want to be a good sister. I want to be a good daughter. I want to be a good friend. I want to be somebody that people look at and they know like she uplifts others and she spreads kindness and she has a genuine heart. That is who I want to be. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap up this video, but I hope that you subscribe, like, comment, follow along, and I'm just excited for the content that I'm going to be pushing out this next year. I'm excited for my businesses. I am excited for the people that I meet along the way. So come enjoy the journey with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.